Kia ora, everyone. Okay, we're back and we've got a snowman on a blue background, and the goal today is to try to make the snowman move. Let's work through the code that we've got already. First line, of course, we are importing arcade, then we're importing some other things from random. I think we'll be able to delete those soon, but just for the moment as we're working through it, set a few global constants there at the front. We define a function as to what it means to make a snowman. That looks pretty angry, it looks pretty complicated, but we can sort of just shelve it and just go, oh, that's a snowman. Okay, we're drawing a snowman with that function. That's fine. It's in this nice tidy little box. We don't have to think about all of that logic which is happening in there. Okay, we're making a window, 600 wide, 600 high, with my picture on the title, setting the background, starting the render, and at the moment we're about to change this so that I only want one snowman. So I'm going to delete all of that there, and we just want one snowman drawn, finishing that render and saying arcade stay open. And now you can see this is grayed out because it's not being used at the top, so I'm just going to delete that there. Okay, right, here's our basic code. We'll run this. I should have one snowman working. Oh, wonderful. Ooh, excuse me. Oi. Okay, we're back. Okay, right. Goal is to make our snowman move. How might we do that? Okay. First idea that pops into mind. Why don't we just make its position a variable? Okay, so its position is currently width divided by 3. So let's go through. Maybe we're trying to figure out how to do this ourselves, and we might say snowman x, snowman underscore x is going to equal width over 2. And we're going to have snowman size, snowman y, of course. Snowman y is going to equal, let's just say, height over 3 for the moment. Snowman size is going to equal 0.5. And we can come in here, in this function, we can say snowman x, snowman y, and then snowman size. Okay, what happens? We still got a snowman. Great. We changed a few of those numbers, so it's in a different place. It's a slightly different size, but we still don't have a movement. Still no movement. Okay. How could we do this? Could we put this on a loop? Could we call this multiple times? Here's the problem. The problem is that start render all the way down to finish render only happens once. It goes through, it loads up a new animation frame, it fires it off to the window, it's done. That's it. That function is over, and then that's all you get. So in order to get the next frame, you have to call that again. Okay, how can we do that? How can we call that again and again and again on repeat? Good news is Arcade's already got you covered. We can call, if we put all of this into a function called onDraw. So let's go define onDraw. I believe it has to be called that, but I might be wrong on that. We're going to call that today. Define onDraw, and you have to pass it an argument of delta time. Delta time, of course, delta being change. You know, the universal physics delta triangle for change of time. And this whole thing now can live inside there. And down here, we can say arcade dot schedule, and we're going to say we're going to run onDraw, and we're going to run that every 60th of a second. And so we're going to get a frame rate of 60 frames per second. Wonderful. Now, just be aware, this will be might be the first time you've done this, is where you've called a function, you've put a function in code somewhere, but you haven't put the double brackets around the end of it. So onDraw is a function. When we define it, we have the double brackets at the end. Normally, when we call a function, we have the double brackets at the end. Here, we don't. We're just plain old onDraw, no double brackets. Why? This is something called a callback. When we have those double brackets, what we're saying to Python is, hey, do this thing right now. Immediately start running this function. It creates a new, what we call a new execution context. It actually starts running the code that's inside that function. We don't want that because we want to do it later. And then 1/60th of a second later after that. And then 1/60th of a second later after that. So what we have to do is get rid of those two brackets. This is called a callback. We are calling that function back later on, down the track, sometime 1/60th of a second, 2 minutes from now, 3 minutes from now, depending how long we're playing this game or we're watching the snowman move. Keep calling back this function. That's a bit of coding trivia for you. Perhaps it's the first time you've encountered this. Okay. Just give you a close-up there of what we're talking about. onDraw, no double brackets. Okay, is this going to work? We're scheduling this. This should be running 1/60th of a second. Still there, still not moving. Why is it not working? You know what we forgot to do? We forgot to change Snowman X. So we're going to get him to move to the right. So we're going to say Snowman X plus equals 1. He's going to move pretty fast, shooting off to the right. Let's see that working. Here we go. Oh, still not working. This is a real head scratcher. Why don't we have motion here? We're setting an X coordinate and we're adding 1 to that coordinate each time. Why isn't this working? Hopefully you've spotted the bug. The bug is that every time we call this function, we're coming down, we are redeclaring Snowman X to that same value. And then we're saying, yeah, add 1 to it. Okay, add 1 to it. But then onDraw is happening again 1/60th of a second later as arcade.schedule fires. And we're coming back down and that variable gets overwritten again. Okay, easy, you say. What we do, take these two and you go, all right, take them out. Don't need to be in here. Bye-bye. Let's put them up the top with our other constants. And you say, sweet, run. It's thinking about it. Oh, I've got a bit of an error down here. Oh goodness, I really need to put my terminal information on the side so you guys can see it. Come on. Behave for me. It's not behaving. How do I exit full screen mode? Oh, I've really done it now. Why have I created a new file? Technical issues. Why is this happening? Can you just go back? There we go. Okay. You'd think he would know how to work his program by now. There we go. Lift it up a little bit. Okay. Gosh, that was a division. What is this error saying? Here we go. File. In that file, line 23, in onDraw, Snowman X, in this line. So it's in this line of code here. Unbound local error. Local variable Snowman X referenced before assignment. So I'm trying to use Snowman X before it's assigned. And you say, what? Come on, Python. What are you talking about? I assigned it up here. Why is it not available to me down here? This is a scope error. So just because we've defined it up here, it's not available to us inside this scope of this function. It's a bit frustrating. This doesn't exist quite in this way in every language. Some languages don't have it set up exactly like this. Python does. So we have to deal with that in a particular way. There are a couple of ways we can deal with this. If you've been using the arcade references and the tutorials there, they do it slightly differently. I'm going to show you a different way, which might make some programmers really cringe, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. It's not good practice to do it this way, but we're about to do it a different way anyway, and I don't particularly like the way it's done in the tutorials anyway. Feel free to disagree with me, debate with me down in the comments. Happy to hear your opinions if you're a programmer and you have thoughts about this. So, there is a way that we can pull those variables out from the global scope out here, the global scope where we have declared these variables, and we can pull them down in here. And that is to use the keyword global. And so if we say global snowman X, and then it's going to find that global variable and pull it down for us. Excellent. And we're going to do the same thing. Global snowman Y, and then global snowman size. Excellent. Let's give it a shot. Is my snowman now going to move off to the side? He is. Look at that. Wonderful. We have a moving snowman. Bye-bye, snowman. See you later. He's just going to keep going forever and forever and forever. Even though he's off the screen, he's still just going to keep on going. See you later, snowman. Bye-bye. Hey, it's working. Can we change the Y as well? Snowman Y, let's say minus equals 1. Great. And let's say snowman size is going to times equal 0.9. So he's going to get progressively smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Just because we're reducing his size, let's start him really big, eh? Let's set snowman size. Oh, goodness. We haven't set snowman size. Why haven't we needed to? Because we've got a default value set for it. Size equals 1. But let's do that now. Let's set them to 1. So that way we've actually got a variable and it's going to change over time as we run this. Here we go. Oh, that wasn't very convincing at all. We absolutely need him to start going the other way. And we need him to disappear off into the distance. Maybe let's double it, eh? He's going to disappear off into the distance really, really quickly and get very, very small very, very quickly. He's not getting any smaller. Interesting. Why is that not working? Where is the bug in my code? Because I still have this in my code, don't I? Same problem I had before, I just didn't fix it with all of the variables. Whoa! Maybe let's go back to 9 and maybe go 9.5. Bye-bye, snowman. See you later. He's still getting much smaller than I expected. I expected him to get slower, a lot slower, smaller, a lot slower than that. Like that. There we go. Bye. He's going off into the distance, walking away from us. See you later, snowman. Okay. Wonderful. Now, what can you do with this? I have shown you ways now to... I've shown you how to draw a picture. I've shown you how to draw a picture with functions. I've also shown you now how to move something around in your scene. It is your task now to create a simple little sketch that draws a picture and creates some movement in there. So don't forget, that could be linear movement like we've got. It could be repeating movement back and forth. It could be movement in a circle. If you figure out how to move things in a circle, that will be a future video here as well. It can change size. It can change. It could even change direction if you wanted to get a bit complicated. Things could move. Different things could move in different directions. Different objects. Different instances of the thing you are drawing could move in different directions. They could move randomly if you wanted to. So that is your challenge. That is one of your submittables. So get cracking. Make a picture. Use some functions to draw those pictures, and use arcade.schedule there, and use onDraw in order to do it. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to zoom out a bit, and I'm just going to put on the screen all of the code that we've got for this tutorial, just so you've got a frame that you can freeze and look at it if you're stuck, and then we will say ka kite after that. So here we go, zooming out, and can I fit all of it in? Maybe one more. Hopefully you can still see it. And stepping out of the way, there it is. Ka kite.